you have to always respect your opponent and not be too, what do you call it? Like,
Hubris,
we got it. It's done. It's ours.
Yeah.
They're not going to sit around and do nothing. I'm willing to bet they had an emergency meeting yesterday. They're having an emergency meeting today on what they're going to do and what they're anticipating the Trump administration to do when they get in. So a part of what I was processing a couple of weeks ago when we were talking, I said, as of November 4th, Trump is enemy to state number one. I think November 6th, in their mind, he's only got one term. So they're going to try to find a way to hurt others more than Trump, my opinion, because Trump's not going to run again. So that boogeyman's going to go away very quickly, my opinion. I think they're going to target to find a way to divide you guys. I think they're going to try to find a way to put a wedge between Trump and JD. I think they're going to try to find a way to go after Elon. I think they're going to try to find a way to do a whole different thing and all those games that they're going to play. I don't know if a pandemic is going to work. I don't know if it's going to be all the E. Jean Carroll. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think any of those. I don't think Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million. I don't think those things are going to work. That stuff is done. What are you guys sitting there wondering, hey, if they do this, we're going to do this. If they do that, we're going to do this. Kind of like a football coach. If they do this, we're ready for this. If they do that, we're going to do this part. Are you guys sitting around thinking about all the possibilities, and if it happens, we're ready for it? Or is that just starting now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just needed a breath yesterday, truly. So we haven't really thought of that. And it's funny because people were asking me, so many people in the past couple of weeks are like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I said, I don't know what I'm doing on November 6th. I'm not even kidding. I actually, yesterday morning, I woke up and I was just like, oh my God, it's November 6th. Like I had thoughts and just focused so solely on November 5th for so long. So I haven't thought about that, but you're right. Look, they boxed themselves in to a really bad position for their party. And I think they probably did have an emergency meeting. And yes, they're always going to use some nefarious tactics to try and divide people and go after people. My God, no one more so than Donald Trump himself. Look at what they've done to this man. Our family, they've subpoenaed my husband, I don't even know, 111 times or something. Sure. But, they as a party have to start reflecting on what's not working. And the idea that you can run a campaign on fear-mongering, on lying to people. The things that Jimmy Kimmel, by the way, was crying about, Donald Trump was in the White House for 4 years. That's what I don't understand with people. And they say he's going to lock people up. He's a threat to democracy, dictator on day one. Excuse me. He was there for 4 years. He never did any of that stuff. And so I think they're going to have a real problem when he does go in there. Yeah. People start feeling better about their lives. Success is actually coming back to America. And he says success will unify us. I believe that's going to happen. They as a party need to do some deep reflecting. They have moved so far left and have gone so off the deep end on so many of these issues that the average person in this country really cannot relate to it. And if they want to win elections in the future, they're going to have to figure out how to come back a little bit more to the middle.
Okay, so then I agree. I fully agree. And I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I do know I've never seen Obama this miserable, this unhappy, and it's not even anxious. He looked like he was worried that the world is going to find us something weird. By the way, today I got a very weird Minnect from a guy who says, hey, I just want to tell you what I think is going to be happening. I said, what's that? I don't know if it's true or not. Okay. He says, I think there's going to be a lot of people taking their lives. I said, what? Oh, man. He said, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are in there the last 4 years that they know they're going to be exposed and you're going to see a few suicides. I said, what are you talking about? Oh, by the way, that thought has never crossed my mind until he sent me this Minnect this morning and I'm responding to it.
That's awful.
And I said, where are you going with this? So he's saying, look, if the truth comes out of what they did and who was involved the last 4 years, that becomes public, how do you face your wife? By the way, this is kind of like what people did in the stock market a day after 9/11. How many people were jumping off? Yep. You saw that. They're like, oh, my God. What was that Margin called? The movie where some of these guys were selling short and they're like, oh, how many of these guys that were relying on margins and all this stuff and all of them, boom, they lose everything. You go from being worth $600 million, you owe $300 million. Boom, you're jumping. That's money. You lost everything, right? Here, if any of these guys, the look they gave when I watched some of their faces, it was a look of somebody that's worried about something being exposed to the world and their legacies being affected and their kids, family, everybody who ever supported them, knowing you did something dark. Mm-hmm. That part, I think, they're still going to sit there and not give that up. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was joining the U.S. Army. When I served the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, the level of pride of America being the greatest country in the world went to the roof. If you are a veteran, or if you support veterans, you have family members, Veterans Day, we have brand spanking new gear for you to choose from, a whole plethora of options of what to choose from, with shirts that say we support armed veterans, I am an armed veteran, dog tags, shirts, hats, all of the different gears that we have. And for the first 250 people that place an order, you have the option of 12 to 15 brand spanking new mugs that we have. One says Angry Patriot, another one says BizDoc, another one has got the U.S. flag, another one has PBD Podcast or Valuetainment or A Future Looks Bright. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Veterans Day. These things are going to go very quickly, and you'll get a custom mug that'll be sent your way. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.